And welcome back to another video in the introduction to C# using Visual Studio. This is session 4 theory. It's not a very large one as we've covered most of the introduction material. So what we will do today is just a quick recap on switching statements and a couple of command statements there, and the vast majority of work for session 4 will be actually coding. So we've got 6 programs that we want you to go off and do by yourself, and I'll provide a possible solution to each of them. There's always more than one way. So in last session we talked about switch function, loops, while and for, how you can use break and continue within loops and switching, and then we went through a lot of inbuilt methods that will help you create and massage your arrays. Then we had a look at using placeholders to present your material in a different format. Personally, I think it's a lot neater way of coding for your screen output. So just a quick recap on the switch method. So here we have an expression, that's what we check against. So each case is going to be matched against the expression. If it matches, it's going to complete the block of code within the set. And at the end of each set is a break command to break it out of the switching method and on to the next part of the programming. You can have a default stance so that if no other cases meet the expression, then that block of code will run by default and then you go out. So the example we gave with this is enter a value between 1 and 7 and it'll tell you which day of week that is, starting at 1 for Monday, and the default used in there was invalid day. So like if you entered 8 for example, then that wouldn't be a valid weekday. So next up, just a little thinking cap on. Okay, so we talked about 2 ways of converting strings into integers and other usable functions. So we've got integer pass, float pass, string length, and try pass. So what we want to do is think about what those functions actually do for you. We've covered these in previous chapters, so it's just a bit of a, do I remember anything about this stage? And for those students in my class, it's also part of the activities that needed to be completed this week and submitted. So it's getting you to review the previous material and think about how these can be used within your coding. So on to our activities for this session. As I said, we're going to be writing a total of 6 programs. All of these will be written in C#. You should name your program so that it's relevant to the function of the program. Kind of makes sense. Every program should be documented. In other words, you should have comments stating what the sections are doing, so that if somebody picks it up, they can understand what you're attempting to do. So the first program is just a replication of the 5 times table printed out on the screen. Next one is find the biggest number out of 5 numbers. Find the biggest number out of a user-entered number sequence. Then we're going to ask the user to enter different car makes and store these into an array, and then display the list once it's sorted. Next, there was a reason why I recapped the switch statements. We're going to get you to display that weekday, so basically do that properly with a default message if you inputted invalid. Next, and the final one, is to display your grade after having that value entered. So there we go. 6 little activities there for you to do. They're not going to be long, and a little bit of repetition between them, but it is to get you into the habit of using different methods within your code to get something done. And you'll now notice that we're starting to look at providing the user some feedback if they've not entered a valid entry. So there's that. So in summary, we had a quick recap on switch statements and how we can use those within the 6 activities for today. And if you're within my class, this is where the bad news is. Assessment item number 2 is now available for you to complete, and lo and behold, the activities for today may have some impact on how easy it is to complete assessment 2 after completing all of those other activities. So I would like to say thank you for joining us, and until next time, it's bye for now.